This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Today we're putting in a new heating element in a dishwasher because it won't heat up the water, it won't dry the dishes. So we're going to just disconnect it from the cabinet by taking out the two Phillips head screws at the very top. And you may have to disconnect the water and the drain. Sometimes they give you enough water and drain line where you can pull it out of the cabinet without disconnecting it. But just check to see if you have a little extra. You can try pulling it out, and if it gets somewhat stuck, you can disconnect it. Do make sure you turn off the power though. You just unplug it or turn off the breaker. So first thing, we're going to just gently pull the machine out of the cabinet. You may have to lower the little legs on the front. I'm just removing the kick panel too. Getting that out of the way, and you may have to just raise up the legs. This one was not in there that tight, so I'm just wiggling it out. It's hardwired, so it's not plugged in, so I'm leaving the conduit connected, but they gave me enough conduit where I can reach in here to the back and I can take a pair of pliers and loosen up the plastic nut that holds the element in place. There's two of them. First I took off the little spade connector that brings power to the element. I just pulled that straight off. And now I'm using the pliers to go lefty-loosey to undo it. I'm also going to check the little high limit that's located right here to make sure that hasn't blown. It's kind of like a fuse. If it blows, it won't allow power to go to the element. So I set my meter for continuity reading. Also, I can hear it beep if there's a good, clean circuit. And also it'll show on my meter. If it's open, it'll show OL for overload, and if it's a good circuit, it'll show some resistance, either 000 or 0.3, or it'll make a change. OL would mean that you have to replace it. So this one was good. So it is just the element is defective. So I got that one plastic nut off, and I'll zip around to the other side and I'll pull the machine out a little bit further so I can get to it. I'll take the little spade connector off of that side of the element that brings power to that side, and then I'll use my pliers to loosen it up and going lefty-loosey going away from me. And then once I get that loosened, I can use just my hand to spin it off. Just take your time here because you have to do a fair amount of revolutions to spin it off. Then we're just going to open up the door and we can pull the old element out. So it's just hooked there in the back. So we lift it out and just pull it out from underneath the arm. That's pretty easy. And we grab the new one and we slide it in underneath the arm. And then we push the spade connectors down into those holes. And just bending the little holders over it also. It just keeps the element from touching the plastic, the little metal holders that keep it up off of the tub. Once you do that, you want to make sure that the arm can still spin. There we go. Okay, so I'll go now and just put on the new plastic nuts. These ones are black, the ones that came with the new one. And I'll put them on finger tight first. And then use the pliers to get it tight. You don't have to wrench it down super hard, but get it to a point where you feel like you definitely can't do it with your hands anymore, and it's going to need a little bit of pressure with the pliers. They are plastic though, so if you go too hard, you can actually break the plastic. So we'll do that on both sides, and when we fill it, we can look underneath and make sure there's no leak. If there is a leak, it just means that we probably have to tighten those a little bit more. So I'm going to go out and turn the power back on at the breaker. Go back in, Make sure that everything looks good. Arm can spin, and I'll close it and I'll turn it on and just let it fill with water and let the circulation motor kick in. And then I'll watch underneath to make sure there's no drips. There's no reason to panic. All you need to do is turn the power back off and just tighten up those nuts a little bit more. But in this case, when I took a look, it was great. No leaks. So we're going to just get the dishwasher pushed back in. I'm going to raise up these feet so that it pushes the dishwasher in snugly, and we're all done. So thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.